Hey folks, welcome to Crimson Guitars and the Dorset Guitar Museum. Today on the bench we have a rather lovely Hofner. Now this guitar is on loan to us for the Dorset Guitar Museum from our good friend Arthur. Yeah, I just thought we'd take a look at it, have a look at some cool and quirky features. This thing is definitely not fully original. So yeah, let's dive on into it. So Hofner was a pretty well-known company during the 50s and 60s. For their guitars and basses. Before then they produced violins and I think a few other instruments, but yeah, 40s, 50s, 60s they kind of started getting into the guitar market, and because of the post-war austerity and the import bans with American-made instruments, Hofners being made in Germany were then imported into the United Kingdom by Selmer, sometimes rebranded. It's strange, you see weird things going on with logos and branding. This, however, is a Hofner President. The President was in production from 1952 all the way through till 1973. It is a beautiful guitar, and obviously you can see it is a big jazz box style instrument. I guess you could say loosely based on a Gibson L5 or something similar to that. Now, the one thing that's always struck me about Hofners is they are really well made. There's a lot of, I don't want to say budget, but relatively low cost instruments that were made in the 50s and 60s that we get plenty of them come through. Sometimes the quality leaves a bit to be desired. These, however, they're really well made, good quality materials, lovely finish, and I find they just age really well as well, which is, what you want when you're buying a vintage guitar. They are beautiful guitars, they look of a high quality, they sound great, they play well. This model in particular, obviously quite a thick depth to the body. Got a spruce top and then flamed maple back and sides laminate. Rosewood fingerboard. Yeah, just some really nice appointments on it. One thing I love on this guitar, and Hofner's in general, is the Compensator. I think that's right. Yeah, Hofner Compensator tailpiece. It's a really simple design, really. It's just a bit of bent steel, chromed, but I think they look great. They actually function pretty well as well. What I actually wanted to look at today, though, was this pickup. Now, this is not original to the guitar. These pickups are actually still made by Hofner, still sold by them, and Selmer and the like, but it is in fact a retrofit mod, if you will. It's an accessory that would have been sold, an aftermarket pickup that actually isn't attached to the body in any way. There is no routing, no holes in the body itself. Instead, the pickup's actually secured via this small steel strip, obviously bolted onto the pickup itself, and then there's some screws sunk into the side of the fretboard, and that just holds the whole thing in place, holds it to the right height, and it's kind of a, you put it on, you leave it, obviously there's no height adjustment. The standard Presidents are completely acoustic instruments. You could take that off, take the controls out, and this would be a kind of standard acoustic jazz box. So yeah, this little pickup is quite small. I'm going to take a little resistance reading in a minute. Obviously on this guitar, this pickguard is a later edition, this isn't original, as are the controls, but that's fine. It could in theory be fit onto any number of guitars, not just Hofner's. But as you can see, in this instance we've got a volume and a tone control, and the jack's actually quite handily placed at the end of the F-hole. It's worth noting, on Hofner's, one very rudimentary way of holding your pick guard on is with a couple of pins. So there's one going into the side of the neck, one going into the bridge down here as well. So I'll gently take that off, slide the pickup out. We can see that it's pretty much a sealed unit. So we've got a lovely Bakelite cover on the back, and then I think that, obviously that contains the coil itself and the magnet, and then I think the whole thing has been flooded with epoxy or some kind of resin just to seal it all in. Can't quite make out what the text on the back is. And just for fun, let's take a look at the pickup, what the pickup reads impedance wise as well. I am well aware that impedance isn't everything when it comes to pickups, but it just gives a good general indicator as to how strong it is. Likely going to be a rubber magnet of some kind, owing to its slim design. So we're getting around 4.36 kilo ohms out of a pickup, which is, you know, not the weakest I've seen. I guess the closest thing I can liken it to is kind of a Gretsch Filtertron, that kind of level, so mini humbucker. So it's not super weak. You're not going to get blistering amounts of gain out of it either. This particular Hofner President is from 1955, so 3 years after it was first released, so it's a fairly early model. We can see on this one we don't actually have the Hofner logo on the headstock, but we have got the nice mother of pearl inlaid kind of vine design. There's a few differences between the Hofners that were distributed by Selma in the UK and the ones that were also then sold by Hofner themselves in Europe and in the US. On this guitar we've got the compensator tailpiece, which you didn't get on the European variants, and also the vine-like inlay on the headstock was also omitted on those ones. The European variants were known as the Hofner 457s, I believe. Obviously this one is called the President. Being an early 1950s or mid-1950s guitar, this thing has no truss rod, which obviously there were some exceptions to that rule. Gibsons and Fenders were both using truss rods at that point in time, but this does not have one. It is just a solid baseball back neck. I think it was around 1959, 1960. They then introduced the steel truss rod, a single action one, into pretty much all their guitars, obviously improving the adjustability of the neck. As with all their Presidents right up until 1965, late 1965, has a Venetian cutaway, obviously improving fret access. In 65 they then changed over to the Florentine style cutaway, which obviously is a lot pointier. I prefer this, but you know, it's not to everyone's tastes. In terms of notable players of the President, there are a couple. Buddy Holly, for one. I think he had a 1958 Hofner President, but probably the most notable, to me at least anyway, George Harrison. It was his first kind of proper guitar that he owned, and he played it for several years with the Beatles. Yeah, another great reason why we have one of these in the museum. Obviously, as you can see, this thing is pretty much an acoustic guitar. We've got the floating pickup there, but this was only sold as an acoustic guitar until the late 1950s, when they actually introduced the variant with the pickups. Hence we've got this floating kind of retrofit pickup here as well. That is because they only offered this model in an acoustic variation until the late 50s. Finish wise, we've got obviously a lovely kind of tobacco sunburst. This was offered in two colours, the sunburst that we see here, and also a blonde finish. Interestingly, the blonde finish variant actually cost more than the sunburst originally. Can only imagine that's because it would show up defects in the wood more, hence they'd have to use nicer wood for the tops. Speaking of tops, this thing has a solid spruce hand-carved top, which is, I think, a really nice feature. Later down the line, I think again around 1960, they switched over to using a laminated spruce top. And then we've also got on the back and sides a laminated maple side and back. The President was Hofner's kind of middle of the line model of guitar. They had the Congress and the Senator below it, and then above it was the Committee, so it was kind of a tiered system in that way. This would have, in 1955, cost 32 guineas, and then the blonde variant would have been 34. Now in today's money, I believe 32 guineas was around about £745, and 34 would have been around 780, maybe 790. You could also buy a lovely plush hard case for it, which would have cost the equivalent of about 220 quid. Not an insignificant purchase, but obviously you want a nice case to protect your guitar at the same time. A beautifully made guitar, sounds incredible as well. And this is part of the Dorset Guitar Museum. which we are continuing to build with your help and support. And if you want to help and support us yourself, head on over to dailyguitardraw.com. We've got a plethora of wonderful guitars you can buy tickets for a chance to own them yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been somewhat informative. I enjoy talking about vintage guitars. And I really hope you've enjoyed it. So, catch you later.